It's good. Another video. Today I want to talk about the unintegrated Anima and Animus in case of a woman. Or should I gender this correctly? I don't know. I can't do it. I'm sorry. I'm ignorant. I'm defiant. I'm cruel. And I'm dysfunctional for not being able to support victimhood movements of people who really have been oppressed, which is terrible. And I'm sorry for not have taken the effort yet to correctly frame everything I say in a political correct way. I don't want to insult any individual by this. In other words, I'm speaking about straight men and women right now, which I think is still probably is not a politically correct term anymore. So I'm sorry again. So an unintegrated anima for a man and probably an unintegrated animus for a woman is a split away part of their psyche. And I need to leave this room because there's distraction here. So I go somewhere else again. Okay, it's a split away part of your identity, of your subconsciousness, something that you have not integrated, and you will therefore project it into other people, and you will chase it externally because you don't have it internally. It is exiled. And specifically, I want to speak about a narcissistic anima or a narcissistic animus. Why? Let's dive into the topic because it's very counterintuitive and fascinating to understand that the people I'm talking to is people with a childhood wound that have been exploited in relationships. And the reason for it is because they did not learn as children how authentic self-love works. And in this phase, they were soft and like wax, and and the parents would have been able to teach them externally how self-love works through protection, continuous loving gaze, and attention and unconditional love. And all of this in a protected and safe enough environment. I cannot dive into what self-love is. There's very good videos from Professor Sam Vaknin about the topic. So they did not experience all the parts of it. Could be there was not enough protection, there was not enough safety. Could be there was not enough patience and loving kindness with them so they could learn the deeper secrets and myth of it so that it could manifest into an unshakable foundation. If this would be the case, the odds are very low that you even fall for a narcissist or a psychopath who will bait you with exactly that what you lack. Now, this means they use an idealized version of love and a parental version of love to bait you. They tell you that, like today's, the problem in today's child education is why we create so many narcissistic children is because we tell them that they can be anything they want. They are omnipotent, omnipresent. They are basically gods, and there is no limits to their body and the world and other people because the parents do everything for them without any boundaries and limits, meaning they learn to use other people to satisfy their own goals so they don't get They don't learn that there is limits, that there is respect, that there is hygiene, that there is a form of, I simply can call it hygiene, an area that you don't always penetrate freely, a personal space, self-agency of the parents, the separateness of the parents. They have to learn it gently and slowly through patient teaching of these subtle differences in behavioral cues. If they don't learn it, if they are too much rejected and neglected by the parent, or too much idealized and pedestalized, maybe then quickly objectified again and then re-pedestalized, or the parents make the golden child mistake to enable them to do everything they ever want without any limit, and overprotecting them, it's also a form of abuse. All of this can create different kinds of narcissists. We have the type 1 narcissist with the golden child problem. They don't have a bad introject in that sense, but they rather have this psychopathic tendency to use other people and feel superior to everybody. The type 2 is the neglected one, but only got attention from the parents when they misbehave, and they get negative attention. Then they have the bad object introject, also known as the dead mother introject, that keeps informing them that they are unlovable and incapable. Therefore, they rather aim to be hated than to be loved, because that's the way they feel safe and in control of their relationship. Now, I'm telling you this, let's get back to this childhood wound. If your parents don't know how to love themselves, they can't teach you how to love yourself. They don't even know what this concept of real love is, because everybody says the word love and everybody claims to love, but not everybody knows the real functioning, complex, indescribable structure and what we're talking about, right? So you lack this inside. It's split off. It's something that you chase, but you did not experience. And the narcissist will, or the narcissistic psychopath will bait you with giving you that. Now, the irony and fascinating thing is that then you experience that what you never had, but it's actually self-love. You don't love the narcissist, because the narcissist snapshots you, makes an idealized picture of you, and reflects that back to you, meaning you fall in love with yourself, not with the narcissist. And if you have a narcissistic anima, a split of narcissistic anima, meaning you chase a fantasy of a type of woman, and especially if you chase a black narcissistic anima, which is a shadow version of the anima. It's a deceptive, controlling, manipulative anima, like a succubus, or how is she called? This. Let me think a second. Right, a Jezebel spirit. And this means you will attract this, you will fall for this. There's a mutual attraction for you to this type of person, and what this person will do is they will give you an idealized picture of you, that they will, by the way, internalize as an object, as a Photoshop picture of you, meaning they amputate your true human reality, your nuances, all your strengths and weaknesses, and they will only give you a polished, superficial version of you, again, where there is everything amputated that belongs to you, but a few things are exaggerated, and you will fall in love with this. If you don't know this, if you have not healed your childhood wound, it's very hard to reject this. But this means that you are in an autoerotic relationship, meaning you love yourself via this person. And if this person does the same, if this person, in this case, if I would be in relationship with a woman that sees this animus projection in me, whatever animus she projects onto me, she will also not love me as an individual, because I'm an internalized object. Remember? So she will love the internalized object. And if and then there will be also dynamics of the possibility to devalue the internalized object and to control the relationship via doing this. Meaning you never feel intimacy, you never feel that you are received or perceived in the way you are. And this is mutual. It's a mutual problem. It's an autoerotic masturbation via another person. And this can feel in the idealization phase, in the eternal honeymoon phase, where the narcissist always wants to stay forever. It might even feel good. But in the long term, it leads nowhere and is it's disappointing and empty. And love can also feel competitive, as if it was a competition or anything but love. It's not, I don't know, I can't describe it. It's it could be like a competition or like a control mechanism where one tries to gain something but the other not, or these devaluations and stuff going on, everything that has not to do with love, with what love is, So narcissists and psychopaths will also always take shortcuts and jump from one relationship to the next. So they never heal their childhood wound. They never learn what self-love is. Therefore, they never love. So I hope I made it clear. A narcissistic anima is a split off part of yourself that you have not integrated, that you therefore lack, and that you therefore chase externally. Is something that you did not get in childhood or what you repress. It could also, you have to research your own past and your parents to make some sense of it, and there is no recipe for this. It could also be that it is a part that you never saw, that you have never experienced, therefore you need it. It could be your mother was either exactly that, what you have split off because you rejected it, or your mother is exactly the opposite of that, and this never came into your psychic sphere. It was never embodied, and therefore it kind of obsesses you. You need to integrate this. You need to, it's first with yourself. It's part of everything. A human being must have both animus and anima completely integrated, with all shadow sides and all the white light with the positive sides, and be able to discern them, express them in benevolent ways, not in the thanatos, in the death drive way of the narcissist and the psychopath. For the narcissist and the psychopath, sexuality is driven by death drive. The libido energy is tainted into a death drive. It's just a distraction of their own inner dead wasteland, and is a compulsive need to paint this over with an external validation, with an instant gratification, to make them feel grandiose. But it's an ever fading, can never be satisfied. They chase this novelty, they chase these shortcuts, they can't live without it. And if love is not optional, If love is a need, is a desperate need, and I mean external sexual love, then you become toxic if you don't get it. And if you get it, you want to control it. And this is death drive. It's like somebody who wants it so desperately can never have it, because all the focus is on quantity, but not on the real quality. The quality is completely failed. It's like an alcoholic that always drinks the most cheap alcohol he could ever get and never enjoys the real thing, but is always drunk of the cheap replication of it. Okay. That being said, I hope I could shed some light into my understanding of it. Remember, I'm not a specialist in any of these things. This is just my personal perception and understanding of it. I would recommend Marie-Louise von Franz to educate yourself about the Jungian perspective of the unintegrated anima or animus. And for the concept of self-love, that is my underlying understanding of it, Professor Sam Wagner. See you in the next video.